Good morning. Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome back to Yarn on the Beach. This is episode 50. Pretty exciting. We are at Barefoot Beach, which is in southwest Florida near Naples and Bonita Springs. This is the Gulf of Mexico behind me, and we're waiting on the sun to rise in the east, coming up over the trees and the buildings right now. Good morning, Darlene. Good morning, DJ. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Villick. Jenny. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Charlene. Thank you all for joining me. This is Yarn on the Beach, episode 50. And we're just waiting on the sun to rise over the east, and it's going to light up the water, the foam, the sand, and the seashells. Good morning, Christine, Jean, Anna Maria, Miss Detroit. Good morning, Mar. Thank you for joining. Good morning, Crystal. Oh, happy anniversary, Crystal. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Sulia. Good morning, Brenda. We are celebrating, I have to double check, it might be tonight or next Tuesday, but my Knitting and Crochet Club is celebrating their first anniversary this week. I think the actual day of it is obviously not going to be on a Tuesday because it was a Tuesday last year. So it's somewhere between today and next Tuesday. So yeah, it is great to have so many people joining, Christine. This is so exciting. Seems like every day we have more people joining live than the day before. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Olivia. I noticed somebody said this is their first time joining live. That's wonderful. So happy to have you. Yeah, so today is the 50th episode of Yarn on the Beach. We're celebrating an anniversary with somebody in the audience and celebrating first year anniversary for my Knitting and Crochet Club that meets Tuesday evenings at the Panera in North Naples. All fun things to celebrate today. I think we could also celebrate every day that we get to enjoy this magnificent view. I know it takes my breath away every single day when I walk. And if any of you follow me in other social media, I shared a photo the other day of the boardwalk I have to walk over to get to the beach from the parking lot. And every day when I walk that boardwalk, when I finally see the water, it takes my breath away every single day, and I hope I never lose that. Oh, we've got close birdies. Hi, guys. Good morning. I think we have Curious George, too. Isn't that Curious George? Hey, buddy. He says, nope, not me. Sorry, I'm missing more good mornings. Good morning, Teresa, Zwin, Leah. Thank you all for joining today. I am wearing, in case you're wondering, the crochet version of the Be So Serene sampler cowl. And as we predicted, it's quite a bit larger than the knit one, but the knit one we worked on 3mm needles and the crochet one we worked on 5mm hook. So that makes a difference in itself. And I'll show you how nice and large this is. So here's the whole loop blocked. And you can see that lovely texture that we got. I'm going to move this so we get out of the shadow. I always forget which way it needs to go. Now I'm right in the middle of it. Okay, we got to go this way. Okay, that works better. So you notice, I'm going to bring it up close so you can see the beautiful texture created from working those single crochets through the back loop only. Look at that gorgeous ridged texture that you get in the fabric. Thank you, Shirley. It will ship right away. Shirley ordered the sampler kit of Be So Serene yarn to make this, and thank you very much. Darlene's making this with one of her hand-dyed alpaca yarns. Great. Okay. Oh, I was going to mention something about the striping too. I just love the fact that it doesn't really matter what color you're wearing. With so many different colors in here, it'll probably go with just about anything you put it on with. Thank you. Good morning, Bianca. I brought a couple other pieces with me this morning. I forgot my yarn bag again, which is nuts, but seems like it's happened 2 days in a row now, so I'll try to bring it tomorrow. Had a lot going on last night, and I thought for sure I grabbed it this morning. I had everything set out to take, and then at the last second didn't take everything I was supposed to take, so I'm sure that happens to everybody else too. What kind of yarn this is? This is sport weight organic cotton that I hand dye in my studio. All of these are hand dyed colors. Hey Bianca, thanks for asking. We're doing okay. It's just a really difficult time for my family right now, and we're just doing the best we can. Yeah, the kit is for sale on my website, Villic, so you can go check it out there. There are links to getting to my website in the video description, and you can go to KristinOmdahl.com. At the top of the front home page, it'll say shop, and it'll show you exactly where to go, and this is the Be So Serene sampler kit. It comes with a miniature size ball of all of these 8 colors. Thank you, Bianca. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Oh, and I brought some pieces. Well, I still had this in the car from yesterday, so I brought this out. If it was a Villic, are you allergic to acrylic? Is that why? This is organic cotton, super, super soft, and made in the USA, 100% organic, and I dye it with low immersion dyeing techniques, which are good for conserving water. Oh, I see. Okay. Villic has fibromyalgia and does not like acrylic. Okay, understood. Yeah, no, this is really soft. Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate your kind words. This is Molten Lava crochet shawl, and I was showing yesterday how you can fold it in half and wear it as a keyhole scarf like that, which is one of my favorite dual purpose way to wear shawls. And then I also have Be So Tender Celeste shawl with me. I think those were both just in my little compartment for yarn. And then here's a crochet hat done. I like this one rolled up a little bit. And when you put it on, it's actually pretty if you roll it in the back and leave it down in the front, more like, you know, a slouchy style, like that. Marlon tried on the black one of this yesterday, and he was considering wearing it, but I think it was just a little too warm now for him to wear it to tennis. But I have a really pretty one of these in black too. This is also one ball of Be So Tender yarn. Good morning, Edna. Thanks for joining. It was super foggy on the way here today. I'm so happy to see that it's not foggy anymore. Oh, in the playback yesterday, I was told several times that people saw a dolphin swimming with the swimmers. You know, those regular swimmers that we see coming by every day. Well, apparently there was a dolphin swimming with them, and then somebody else also made a comment that when you see dolphin, you generally don't see sharks. And I've heard that as well. I am not always 100% sure that that is true. I'm sure that there are exceptions, because I have heard of them fighting over the same food before, like on National Geographic, but locally I have heard that many times before, that when you see dolphin, you don't see sharks. So hopefully that's true. Because we see dolphin a whole lot, and the only time I ever really see sharks is if we've been out shark fishing, but I'm well aware that they are still out there. Edna says she made one of these hats. The knit one or the crochet one? They're both super cute. And if And if you've never worn organic cotton before, it is so incredibly soft. Yeah, isn't that nice to know a lot of people are still in bed, still nice and cozy? You get to enjoy the sunrise and the beach, and all from the comfort of your cozy, warm bed. I love that. Years ago, I used to watch a sunrise show on, I think it was National Geographic, where they would pick a spot in the world. I don't even know where they picked, but they would pick all sorts of nature spots in the world, and they would set up a camera without people there, and they would document the sunrise. So you would get to watch the sun. It's like an hour-long show, and it came on like at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you'd get to watch the sunrise and any animal activity that went on at the time. And I loved that show so much, and I think that was kind of in the back of my head one of the inspirations for starting Yarn on the Beach. Jean knitted the molten lava shawl in worsted weight. Oh, okay, so she did, it's a top down, so that's an interesting point to make. If you're doing something that's top down, it doesn't matter what kind of yarn or what kind of weight yarn you use. You could do anything from lace, fingering, sport, DK, worsted, chunky, it doesn't matter. You just finish when you reach the size that you want. So this is top down, starts in the center and grows. So you would just make this the length you want and then add the edging when you're done. So yeah, you could, same with this. This one's done on worsted weight, organic cotton, Be So Tender, but you could do, oh, thanks Shirley, she's talking about the dolphins. She says that it's just rare that they end up being in the same area together, because I don't think they choose to hang together. So this one's also top down. You can see right there is the top center, so it grows from there. So you would just keep going in the established pattern. Karen wants to know how you handle yarn pulls when you're wearing stuff. First of all, I do think that it's important to be aware of what kind of jewelry you're wearing when you're wearing something that's delicate. But that would go for wearing a silk blouse as well. You're not going to want to wear jewelry with spikes. You're not going to want to wear a jacket that has Velcro exposed if you're going to wear a silk blouse, or you're going to wear anything else that's delicate. So whether you're going to wear a chiffon or silk or delicate yarn lace, you're just going to want to be aware of the things that you're going to expose it to. So I would avoid Velcro. I would avoid jewelry with lots of spikes on it, like charm bracelets. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything, right? And I would just make sure that you are aware that the more smooth you keep everything else, the more likely you are to preserve. Oh, thank you, Techie. She likes this cowl and wants to make it. You just want to be aware of what you're going to be wearing. I even go so far as to watch the jewelry that other people are wearing if I'm going to be hugging them. But that's not just because of yarn, that's because of any kind of delicate type things that you're making. You want to be, if you're going to wear big hoop earrings, you got to be careful around babies too, right? Good morning, Dee Hebron. I can't remember what your first name is, but I'll just call you by what I see on the screen. Oh, Edna, I'm so glad it makes you happy to make my shawls, and she gives them to her daughter. That's very nice. Love to hear that. Diane, okay, good morning. Yep, Bianca, we've all done that, right? We've all ruined clothes over the years by mixing and matching the wrong accessories together. You know, unfortunately, we learn from experience sometimes, and well, not unfortunately, we do learn from experience and sometimes mistakes. And it's just the same common sense that you use for anything else delicate. So I would just say be careful of what kind of accessories you're combining with other accessories. Again, like, look at, I've lost earrings while I've been wearing cowls because I didn't wear earrings with closed backs. You know, you learn as you go. Oh, Oh, Christine says her daughter's kitten hooked into one of her dresses before. Yes, and if you were wearing a delicate silk blouse or a chiffon blouse, it would have been equally as ruined. There's all sorts of delicate fabrics out there that can be easily damaged by things around us. So just be careful and think and try to be aware of the choices you're making when you're accessorizing. Yep, small dogs too, correct. Yeah, so if, I mean, even, what do you call them? Linen pants, you have to be careful with too. If they're really loosely woven, they can get snagged from sharp little claws as well. It's tough. But if you're going, oh, Lee likes my crochet wire earrings. Thank you so much. I'll have to bring them one morning to show. I love crochet wire jewelry. I have some really beautiful bracelets that I've made too. They're all repatterns on my website. If you are interested in crochet wire, I've got some great Tunisian crochet wire cuff bracelets. Some of them show you how to do it with beads, some without, but really beautiful. Someone wants to know if I like knitting or crochet better. No, I like them equally as well. I think that there's a great purpose for both. I think sometimes they're interchangeable and sometimes they're not. But I think that there's really beautiful and unique ways to use both. Oh, Jenny likes my tassel earrings. I like those too. A Sprinkle of Yarn wants to know who taught me how to knit or crochet. I taught myself actually. I was determined to learn how to knit and crochet when I was pregnant with my son and living overseas and had nobody to teach me, so I asked my mom to send me any random pamphlets she could find at a local big box store here and ship them over to me. And I just sat there and stared at them for I think a week and went, what does this mean? And I just kept staring at it and said, you're going to figure this out. And eventually I did and started making layettes for Marlon before he was born. Layettes meaning hats, booties, sweaters, and blankets. And once he was born, he didn't need them anymore. And I moved on to designing shawls because I love the geometry of it. I'm like, well, I know how many stitches. I figured out how to increase, and I knew I had the concept of what gauge was because I'm a mathematician at heart, and so the idea of combining geometry and algebra to figure out how to create triangular shapes or half circle shapes was fascinating to me. So I would sit down with a pencil and paper, work out the math, and make shawls, and I never stopped. That was 16 years ago. Crazy. That might be Curious George. Does anybody else think it might be? Hey, buddy. You back? Can't tell. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Monica and Sarah. Edna wants to know what I'm making today. I forgot my yarn bag at home. I have it sitting right on the counter. It's sitting right next to where my tea was, and for some reason I grabbed one and not the other. Bianca says that is Curious George. I thought it might be. He's a little leery this morning. He keeps pacing back and forth. Somebody else says they taught themselves too. Good for you. Anne says she taught herself as well. There are just some of us that are okay with teaching ourselves. Other people prefer a teacher. I taught myself how to play piano and guitar as well. Taught myself how to cook. I think a lot of things I'm self-taught, but it's just because of the way I prefer to dive into something and learn on my own instead of taking a class. I love to teach, but I don't go that route for learning on my own. I think I'm too excited and impatient. I can't wait. I gotta dive right in immediately. Yep, that's the way to go, jump in. But I love teaching, and I appreciate the fact that not everybody learns the same way. So not only do I appreciate that to be a teacher, but I understand that everyone learns in a different way. Even further than that, some people are visual learners, some people are audible learners, some people are hands-on learners, and so that's why I try to write my patterns and even present my patterns in ways to reach more people. So I try to do line-by-line instructions. I try to show options when it comes to sewing or construction. Like, for example, with the hats, I know not everybody's comfortable knitting a hat in a round. Some people are still at a stage when they're more comfortable with knitting flat. So I try to offer those options anytime I can. I add charts anytime I can, and I add videos anytime I can, because I know that not everybody learns the same way. I missed something. I missed quite a few things, sorry. If anybody wants to repeat their question, please feel welcome. Oh, that's something I wanted to mention today. The Luna Moth Shawl. I'm not familiar with that pattern. Is it something I made? Sometimes I forget the names of the things that I've made. I apologize if I've forgotten. Here's the thing that I wanted to say though. If I miss your question and you don't get an answer, please don't feel like you're being pushy or anything else if you want to repeat it in the recorded version. I can't access the live comments when it goes to recording, so the comments start all over in recording, which reminds me of another thing to share this morning. So if we don't get to your question or I miss it at all and it's important to you, please feel welcome to write it in the recorded comments, and I will try to get back to you there. Also, for those of you watching the recorded version of this, I've received several comments in the last few days that people thought that their comments weren't working. That's not true. What happens is, when we're live, there is a complete two-way conversation going with everyone's comments and me talking back live. However, all of that goes away when it's in the recording. So anybody that sees comments after that, it's a completely different conversation. Now, I try to spend as much time as I can throughout the day interacting with those comments and answering them if there's questions, or directing people to where their answer is. Luna Sports. I have a Sporty Luna cowl, or Sporty Luna shrug. Is that what someone's asking about? If it is, I do have pattern, chart, and a crochet yarn storage bag. Oh, you mean smaller. One of my market bags, I have 2 sizes, and it's the smaller size, the second size, that would be great for that. Oh, Leah, I'm so glad to hear you learn to knit from my videos. That makes me feel so good. That's wonderful. Ooh, I have something else to tell you. I think I found the right kind of gadget for being able to do some cooking videos. So I think I'm going to be able to add some cooking videos to our YouTube channel here. Oh, Sarah wants to know what I'm drinking. It's green tea. It's green tea with lemongrass and mint in it, and I added fresh lemon juice. And I added too much lemon juice this morning, but for me, there's no such thing as too much lemon juice. I like to drink it straight. So the funny thing is that I think that anybody else would turn into a complete fish face if they had to taste this right now. It's probably hideous by most palates, but it's very eye-opening and awakening. I don't know if that's a word. Thanks, Jenny. I think is it close to 500 patterns I have on Ravelry. It's somewhere in the 500 range. I also have, oh, Dawn made the truffles, wonderful. Yes, I handed my truffles out and nobody could believe that I made them. I thought that was really cool. I have over 600 videos here on YouTube now too. Crazy. I don't know how I did that. No, Karen, you know what? As soon as I got up to leave, somebody kind of creeped me out at the beach and I totally forgot to go ask her. Bye, Julia. Hope you have a great day and hope to see you again tomorrow. I got distracted yesterday. I know where she went though, so I might peek and look and see if I see her today. You know what, a sprinkle of yarn? I've been told that pepper spray is illegal to carry. So I stopped carrying it years ago. Oh, somebody else has heard about turmeric and pepper together. Yeah, there's some really great articles on it out there. In fact, I read a new article 2 nights ago, which is what prompted me to start taking better care of myself right now. Oh, Leah went fishing and picked up seashells. Good. We need to come up with some good crafts for your new seashell stash. If you don't already have an idea, maybe we'll come up with one together. I'm seeing a bunch of little ones with those little nature's bead holes in them. Jean drinks warm lemon water. Yeah, I love that too. Linda says pepper spray is legal. Okay. It's so scary because, God forbid, I carried it and then got in trouble for having it or in trouble for using it. That's like the most terrifying fear to me, is that you'd no sooner make yourself safe and then get in trouble anyway, and that's something that always concerns me. Maybe I should go to the police station and ask them. I guess they would know, right? Probably think I'm a nut. Oh well. I've gone there before asking questions like that. I just want to be sure I have the right information. I figure that's the best place to go. Yeah, I pepper sprayed myself before. I don't know if I've ever told this story, but back when I was a waitress after high school but before college, was walking an empty parking lot at night to get to my car. Becky, I'm in Southwest Florida. This is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. And I had a little can of pepper spray, and I thought, you know, I should probably spray this and see how far it reaches. I mean, God forbid it only reaches 5 feet and the guy's 8 feet away and I've angered him now and he comes at me stronger, has defenses, so I gotta spray it, see how far it goes. So I spray it, and would you know, a gust of wind came up and blew all the mist right back into my own eyes. I mean, it's the kind of thing that, if it was on camera, it would have gone on Funniest Home Videos. It was ridiculous. Yes, Becky, we have amazing beaches here. It's so gorgeous. I saw a couple people say that it's Mardi Gras today. I guess I forgot. Yes, Ruthie, it was horrible. I was on the ground, just clenching my eyes, flopping around like a fish out of water for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. If someone was going to get me, that was the time to do it. That's for sure. It was awful. Never forget it, and had a newfound respect for pepper spray since then. Oh, Leah likes to put peppermint in her tea. I do too. I love fresh mint. Sometimes I just make tea from steeping mint leaves. That's one of my favorite things. I have not looked into that before, Faye. I'm worried about drinking essential oils. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they seem so strong. I just want to do a little more research before I ingest them. I'm totally fine. Oh, Christine, I told the story so you'd giggle. Do not feel bad giggling about my pepper spray story. It's funny. It's ridiculous. And a little bit of a PSA. Make sure you're downwind before you spray it if you're going to test it. Oh, Tabasco in your eyes. That's brutal too. Really bad. Ah, Linda, that sounds like a great idea, getting one that's more of a gel so it sticks instead of mists. That is a good idea. Boy, we've got lots of birds this morning. Oh, Sherry. Yeah, I just haven't begun my research on it yet. I love them for aromatherapy and for body products. And for cleaning, I use aromatherapy oils. Do you know what, does anybody have one of those Shark steam mops? It's electric. You plug it in and it steams the floor. You put water in it. I put drops of essential oil in there to wash my floor. It smells amazing. I use essential oils when I mop the floor for real also, instead of adding fragrance or synthetic fragrance, and I use it in an air diffuser for air freshener. When you have a chance, look at beach drawings. Okay, I will. Oh, Shirley, you've got to be careful. Oh, good morning, Heather from Hawaii. That's great. Thanks for joining. Okay, Jenny, then truffles aren't for you. That's okay. We've got to make sure that we keep you healthy. Just reading a couple of comments here. We're almost out of time though, so let's take this last minute here to soak in this magnificent view. We didn't even get a chance to talk about the colors today. Let's soak in the sounds of the waves, this beautiful natural palette of colors. I could get lost in that. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy days to spend a few minutes with me. I hope you've enjoyed listening to the sounds of the waves and enjoying this beautiful view with me. I've enjoyed talking with you. I hope you've enjoyed all of our conversations as well. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.